Hello everybody, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. There we go. Right, I remember where we left off now. We have to... Who are we gonna go for? Who are we gonna go for? I wanna go for Natsuki, because no... Nah, Natsuki's cool. Anime. Sugar. Cheer. No. Rose. No. Fluffy. There we go. Holiday. Dang it. Strawberries. There we go. I don't know what that is. Nibble. That sounds like your word. Jumpy. Sparkle. Nut. The what? Okay. Shiny. There we go. Oh. Mangear. Nope. I don't know what that word meant, so it's cool. Pink. There we go. Okay. What sounds like a thing Natsuki would say? Journey. No. Peace. Candy. There we go. Laugh. No, shoot. Pout. There we go. Skirt. And childhood. Oh, well, that didn't. Mouse. Okay. So, I cut this up a little bit weirdly. Oh, hi again, Flynn. Alright, hold on. Before I get to you, Monica. Just Monica. Just before I get to you, Monica. Where we left off in the last one is we just got into this. And I might have, like, cut this up a little bit weird, but that's okay. My videos are gonna get cut strangely for a while, just because I don't know what I'm doing. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. Hold on, let me timer. I'm back in the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Flynn. You're welcome. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, he deserves a little. Words is great for speaking goodly. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayuri told me you didn't even want to join clubs this year. And last year, too. You didn't know... Excuse me. I didn't know if you planned... I didn't know if you planned to just come here and hang out or what. But if you didn't take us seriously, then you wouldn't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Oh! Get wrecked, Natsuki! Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and Manga. Manga's literature! That does not sound like her. 1 minute in and... Anyway. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back in her seat. Don't worry, guys. Flynn is always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sari, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come Flynn and I can become good friends too? Sayuri. As usual, Sayuri seems oblivious to the weird situation she put me into. Oh, you're even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayuri? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's nothing, really. Oh, I completely forgot all their voices. What is it? Never mind. Sari made it sound like a big deal when and it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you would be a pleasant surprise. I'll make it happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, it was. Wondered. I wondered. Wow, I cannot read today. Words is not my English. That's right. Got him. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How could a girl accidentally be so cute? I know someone who can. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everybody's seated in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to ease. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in her book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica, she never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacks of books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga's one of those things where you can't admit you're really into until you figured out where the other person stands. How do you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack, reading. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand, and then turns it. She turns it can I read? I don't think so. I am not the English person. She then turns into a box of manga and slips the volume right under the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know how that feeling. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. Terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can at least do it through the glass in the door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Flynn. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of the Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attires striking in animation feminine poses. You mean like the one that is in Doki Doki? You mean the cover of Doki? It's exceedingly mo. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. That's usually how it happened. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsill. She pats the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Yeah, why not? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Hatsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say this is a particularly bad thing. Let me reiterate this, okay? This is not suitable for children. This is I think I've said this in the last video, but I'm just gonna say it again. This is a scary thing. This is a scary video game. All right. If you want watch to your viewer discretion is advised. I'm both saying this ironically and hilariously, supposedly. That made me sound smart. Okay. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I wouldn't notice. I can feel her appearing over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Huh? You didn't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometime after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can't talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school, typically slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot? Well, obviously, you think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and then some of the romance starts to happen. That's what makes it so good. Why does this sound like Doki Doki Literature Club? Why does it sound like Doki Doki? Anyway. There are so many touching parts. I didn't know you were into that, Natsuki. Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? What? Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just mean that I haven't yet seen you at your full power. Good save. This character seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she didn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in the manga. That's why, yeah. I feel bad for anyone that impersonable. I feel bad for anyone that impersonable. Insert word here. Ah, definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, all of the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? You have really cool eyes. I like the art. not completing that's good art. We read on the anime is art. We read on for a few more minutes. I've finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. So, if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. Anyways, I get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? What? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Ah, sorry. I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend. It's like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up with them being all like, hey, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? Manga's not for kids, okay? Manga is art. Manga's literature too, guys. I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know why my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. I can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. That's stupid. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minor is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... you shouldn't be talking about that yet. I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. Sparkles? Her voice sparkles. How does a voice sparkle? Like she speaks and like glitter just flies out of her mouth and catches in the sunlight. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. Is that a tsundere? Is that a tsundere? I think that's a tsundere. Gandere is a murderer. Tsundere? I think it's a tsundere. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what Natsuki is. Anyway, it's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Huh? Are you all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Hahaha. Eh? Ah! What? Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away. How do you read from a foot away? Just, oh, could you angle it a little bit more to the right? Now, 3 degrees up. Thank you. No, sun's catching. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monica just said. Don't be dumb, just take it home with you. Eh? Is that really alright? That I say that mostly because I didn't plan on using any spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish it if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I get through this. But I suppose that's necessary sacrifice in exchanging for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what would happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write the poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something that's so embarrassing. I couldn't really find this much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well. Natsuki and Yuri. Oh, that's I don't know what I did there. Just I like names. Names are funny. Look, Natsuki. That has letters in it. Haha, funny. Reluctantly Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who are we gonna go first? Since I wrote this for you, Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair that I shared mine with her first. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving my opinion. She likes it. Never mind, I don't feel like giving my opinion is her. Okay. Then what's the point in sharing it in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, I remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You're supposed to show me some dumb poem you make me go, ha, well, it's not great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. Wait, is that her complimenting me again? Thanks. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki retorts getting caught in her Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I said that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you'll still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can monkeys can crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls, new animal. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. You. Oh. I like the childish music in the background, like. Boop boop. Oh, okay. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read but hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. That it helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Okay, so she's sad that everybody else is getting better and she's like staying still, I guess. Is it like a body thing? Because she's like short. It looks like she's in half grade. Middle school, same thing. Half grade. New half grade. That's a new grade. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Wait, you're youngest? I thought you were the oldest. I need to stop ending my jokes in a cough. Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I didn't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take it away from her. Yeah, you feel proud, Natsuki. You feel proud. Let's do Monica. Hi. Hi. Hi, Flynn. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. Oh, by the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poems with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Flynn. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I handed Monica my poem. I like it, Flynn. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. She called me cute. I'm not cute. Not cute, guys. I'm not cute. Oh, jeez. No. I kind of like it. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. Haha. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shiel Silverstein? Eh? Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny and end hearing or even sad. Okay, hold on. Saul Silverstein. Alright, that's gonna be saved for later. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find... Oops. They might be easier to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. A lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always keep in mind that what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to write about impressing them or anything. Haha. Haha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Sound like a robot. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, it's nice handwriting. My handwriting's actually really trash, so fun. Hole in a wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like the film left out in the sun. It's too late. My retinas, already scorched by a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other hand, was looking in. That's cool. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, the kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. I knew how to say that. First try, let's go. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen at the same point for too long, it'll just get in a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Okay. Sayuri, you're cool. This is a good poem, Flynn. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. I'm the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it's impressing me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it too seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Flynn. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that really good people do. Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri seems to sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's a part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. I am very bad at reading. Yay! Now you'll read my poems too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, let's see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you've missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub my sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish the rain away? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Me! That is me. That's Sayuri. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. Forgot to do it last night, okay? Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. How should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late for school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I think I'm gonna show Yuri my next one. I think I'll show Yuri my next one just because why not? Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes before that more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. Me. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guessed that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? Sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. She might take a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical in new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both style and expression are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different styles and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building on them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. That's a nice face. That's a nice face. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? There we go. Time to get my demons out. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. I cannot read cursive for the life of me. You're gonna have to... I'm sorry for my badness. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm's breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Something about light, I guess, and bathing. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I can't read. I'm illiterate. Haha. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. I like the light flickers, I flicker back. I like that part. That's like my favorite part, probably because it's the only part I understood. Was it too short? I usually write longer poems, but not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Flynn. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. You're a butt. You're mean. That's not nice. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experience in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps, the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. That's everyone. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess it's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sari and Monica are happy chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. I gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrowed in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What is this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could call it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the Alright, did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. With which people did like it, by the way. Sayuri liked it, and Flynn did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Oof. And Flynn liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki stands up. Music stopped. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Flynn appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would desperately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everybody okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't one of those. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Flynn started showing up. Oh! Dang! Okay. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Flynn, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate the simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. This is what's the point in making your poems overly convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not to force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain this to her, Flynn. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep, expressive words in our language. It's the only reason to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary, limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Flynn? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. Sayuri, help! Natsuki glares at me, drying up. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless, I can't bring myself to anything. Sayuri! Yeah? Everyone's fighting and it's making Sayuri uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Flynn? Well, that's her problem. It's not about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to inject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayuri wants to tell Yuri what a suck-up jerk she's being, she would never. It's your immaturity that makes her upset in the first place. Excuse me. Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop. Natsuki and Yuri. What? You guys are my friends. I just wanted everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their decisions. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented, so why are we all fighting? Because, well, also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are always the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. No comment. Sayuri stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down at the blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president? I whispered to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, but I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to inject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me. Aha. Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own way, isn't she? You can say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly and causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president regardless of what she says. I can only get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Flynn, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too, so your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job at impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Flynn, all ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, because Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. This is really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You didn't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them at all. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Flynn, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but just really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on her shoulder. I said more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Sadly, this is all the time I have for this episode. It's going a bit long. I'm probably gonna make this every day. I'm gonna be an episode. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's a bit long, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. See you guys later.